Good morning, children. In the last video, we have discussed about the respiratory organs and the blood supply to the lungs. In this video, we are going to discuss about breathing capacities of the lungs and the condition related to the low supply of oxygen to the body tissues. Children, breathing means taking in air and giving out air from the body. It is a physical process which requires the respiratory organs. The human respiratory system consists of air passage and the lungs. Air is taken in through the nostril. It goes to the nasal chamber. From nasal chamber, it comes to the pharynx. From pharynx to larynx, trachea. It leads to the bronchi. The bronchi enters into the two lungs, where it divides into several bronchioles, which ends in the air sacs or alveoli. It is here where the diffusion of gases takes place, as it is surrounded by the blood capillaries. So children, let's see how the air moves inward inside the body. The taking in process is called the inspiration. During inspiration or inhalation, the size of the thoracic cavity increases due to the combined action of the ribs and the diaphragm. The ribs move upward and outward by the relaxation of external intercostal muscles. This results in the contraction of diaphragm and it flattens. Thereby, the pressure inside the thoracic cavity and lungs lowers, so the atmospheric air rushes into the lungs via air passage. The reverse action happens during expiration or exhalation. During expiration, the size of the thoracic cavity decreases as the external intercostal muscles relax. The ribs move inward and downward. This results in the relaxation of diaphragm, which moves upward to its dome-like shape, thereby decreasing the size of the thoracic cavity, and the pressure in the thoracic cavity and lungs increases, forcing the air to move out of the body. So in this way, we take in air and give out air from the body. Now let's see what are the capacities of the lungs. Tidal volume. Air breathed in and out in a normal breathing is called tidal volume, and it is equal to 500 milliliters. Dead air space means the tidal air which is left in respiratory passages such as trachea and bronchi, where no diffusion of gas takes place, and it is equal to 150 milliliters. Alveolar air is that tidal air that is contained in air sacs, and it is equal to 350 ml. Together they makes up the tidal volume. Inspiratory reserve volume is that air that can be drawn in forcibly over and above the tidal air, and it is equal to 3000 ml. Expiratory reserve volume is that air that can be forcibly expelled out after normal expiration, and it is equal to 1000 ml. Vital capacity of the lungs means the volume of air that can be taken in and expelled out by maximum inspiration and expiration, and it is equal to 4500 ml. Residual volume is that air which is left in the lungs even after forcibly breathing out, and it is equal to 1500 ml. The total lung capacity is that maximum air which can at any time be held in the two lungs, and it is equal to 6000 milliliters. Now let's compare the inspired air with expired air. In inspired air, oxygen is 20.96%, whereas in expired air it is 16.4%, because we have taken in oxygen, the blood has absorbed into it. Carbon dioxide in inspired air is 0.04%, whereas in expired air it is 4.0%, because body has given out more carbon dioxide. Nitrogen is 79.00% in inspired air, whereas in expired air nitrogen is 79.6%. Water vapor is low in inspired air and it is high in expired air. Dust particle is variable in inspired air. It may or may not be present, may present in low quantity or may be in more quantity. Whereas in expired air, it is not present or maybe very little quantity of it is present. Temperature varies in inspired air, whereas in expired air, the temperature is about the body temperature of the human body. Now let's see what are the conditions of the body when the oxygen is less uh, in the inspired air. First is hypoxia. It is a deficiency of oxygen reaching the tissues. It may result due to sitting for long hours in a crowded room with poor ventilation, or it may happen when a person goes to a higher altitude where the oxygen content of the air is low. The second condition is asphyxiation. It is a condition in which the blood becomes more venous by accumulation of more carbon dioxide and oxygen supply is diminished. It may result due to strangulation, drowning, or any obstruction in the respiratory tract. It may result in the death of the person. So, with this, we have come to the end of this lesson. Children, I would expect all of you to read the lesson and complete the exercises given at the end of the lesson. Thank you and have a good day.